Hi everybody, I'm sorry, I'm late. I had a couple things that was going on, but anyway, I'm here now. Just give me a minute to get my stuff together. I appreciate it. I hope everybody had a good day. I'm really struggling with allergies, so if you guys have trouble understanding me, I'm sorry. This ragweed has got to go. I think that this truly has been the worst year for it, or at least it appears that way. Give everybody a couple minutes to sign on while I get it together. We're going to be discussing pure love according to the Word of God. And I will give you a couple scriptures at the end that you can look up on your own. I'm still not feeling very well, guys. I had a rough day today. I haven't slept. When the pain's that bad, it's hard, and I have a sleep number bed. I purchased it just for that purpose because I knew I had fibromyalgia, and it's always been good up to this point, but whatever it is I did with my back has got everything set off. Just pray that the MRI, that Medicare will pay for my MRI. I feel like there's something else going on. I was doing really well. And went outside and worked some, and that's all we're going to give it tonight. But I would appreciate it if you would keep me in prayer. And we're going to shut that thing off until I'm done so you guys can hear me. Okay, this is part 3 of our series, and it is on purity. I'm hoping that you guys save them on your Facebook somewhere so that you can go back and play them again. It helps to me. I know I've done this with series that people is teaching. It's hot in here. That I'll go back. I love Jerry Flowers, for instance, and if you guys have not given him a chance yet, please find him on my Facebook and listen to him and his wife. He was so on, I think it was yesterday, for things that I've gone through. And when somebody gets inside your soul like that, it will benefit you. So I go back, and if yesterday was part 3, for instance, I'll go back and I'll listen to part 1, and then another day part 2, and then catch back up to part 3. So I'm getting it all pretty much within days of each other. It is very helpful to do that. So I'm going to plug my buddy. If you haven't listened to Jerry Flowers, please. I have not heard anything that he has not stuck very closely to the word on. If you guys pick up something that you're not comfortable with, come back and share it with me. But as far as I know, he preaches and teaches the word. And he does a very good teaching on marriage that will benefit you. Okay, so we're going to get into it. God views marriage as a sacred and highly exalted relationship. And here's the key thing, guys. That's pure. Or at least that's how God intended it to be before the evil in the garden. It's that same sin of disobedience today that we tend to want to go over barriers. We want to extend them out further, and before you know it, none of it lines up with the Word of God, and that's where we all get into trouble. Our friend, the flesh. What better way for the enemy to have that rise up than in our bedrooms? And by the way, if you have not put your children to bed, or have not, put them in another room. Sister Brenda would appreciate it if you would do that until this is over. Okay? So the enemy takes what God intended to be very pure, and he wants to muck it all up with junk. And if we're not living very closely to the Lord, those things can happen. And it destroys everything for us that God intended for it to be. Luke 9:23 says, 9:23 is so crucial, first of all, to me in a marriage. I want you guys to go and read that again tonight. Luke chapter 9, verse 23. Then he said to them all, if anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. Two important components here. He's telling us to deny ourselves. I don't care what your buddies say they have. Number one, if they're telling you about things that's going on in their bedroom, I'd have to worry about their character. But if you're foolish enough to have somebody attached to you that's unsaved, that wants to speak things into your ear, and you're foolish enough to sit there and listen to it, that's a problem. Because somebody that's not saved does not have one clue about the design of marriage, not the way it's supposed to be, not the way God designed it. They're going to bring in all the filthy things and tell you things that should not have even entered into your thought process. I would say that you need to stay away from those conversations, because if you don't, guys, those are the things that Satan uses. And again, he doesn't just announce himself and say, this is what I'm going to do to you guys tonight. He's very subtle. He's very conniving.